I end up in school because of Evelyn Weiss, and hopefully you'll interview Evelyn one of those days. So
hopefully, yeah. I'll have to wait in line though, unfortunately, Katya.
Yeah, I know. So I picked that. I'm laughing because you can't make this shit up. This is another thing we're saying. So many incredible communities. I met Des in Skool Classifieds.
So today we've got Katya McEwen on the actual podcast today. Katya has 2 Skool communities, and she's also got some news for us as well. And the reason why I brought Katya on is she's seen such amazing growth in the communities that she has. She started with one community, she started off with another community, and now she's got a few. But we're going to talk about just the 2 at the moment. So Katya, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm so glad that you asked that. So I'm Katya McEwen, and I'm a conscious being, just like all of us, right? So experiencing life on this 3D planet Earth, right? So, and to me, life, what I love to start with is really who I am, right? So as a being, so we are anchoring in that being, because at the end of the day, you attract who you are, not what you want. And to me, life means love, impact with integrity, freedom of expression, and involvement. So those are 4 of my core top values. And I live and breathe them, or I try. Sometimes I'm not a robot, right? So I'm a human, like I said, we live in as a human. But I guide as much as possible in my life and business with those top core values. And this is how I create. And this is how I created my communities and Skool as well.
Excellent. So can we just go back just very, very briefly? In your history, obviously you were doing something before Skool, before you even came onto Skool. What was your main job? And then how did you actually manage to find Skool and then start your communities?
Yeah, a really, really great question. So my main job, my background is, I will start with Ukraine. I used to be a teacher. I used to be a teacher, and then when I immigrated to Canada many years ago, then I transitioned into banking. My thinking was, hey, I'm still teaching. I was teacher of maths back home. I'm still dealing with numbers, but I'm teaching adults, right? So, and I've worked and I was very successful in a corporate job. And then in 2014, I worked for the largest bank in Canada and led many large teams. And in 2014, we moved to United States with my husband's job. And I started to explore online. I started to explore other things as well, different careers, still in sales. A lot of them, my background is heavily in sales, right? So ethical sales. So that's how, like, my background, right? So teaching and numbers, sales. So that's important to know, okay?
Absolutely.
Now, so very left brain, right? So very left brain, okay? When I turned 50, I started to draw, and you see some of my drawings, maybe not too much here. I started to paint and drawing as well. So, and as a young, like when I was young, I always was very creative. I always was very creative as well. So how did I end up on Skool? Well, I end up in Skool because of Evelyn Weiss, and hopefully you'll interview Evelyn one of those days. So
hopefully, I'll have to wait in line though, unfortunately, Katya.
Yeah, I know. Evelyn is incredible, and she's actually my mentor. I work with her one-on-one right now. And Evelyn was running for the very first Skool games on Skool. And I was like, I'm not going on Skool, but what do you need me to do? I'll be there to support you.
Okay.
And that is just telling you, when we're building communities, business, or anything like that, sometimes people don't even want to be in the spaces you are, but they would be there anyway because they will support you. Like, Evelyn, what do you need me to do now? How do you want me to help you to win the games, right? So it's pretty much was like that. So I came to Skool. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I came to Skool, hated it. I thought it was a bro market in place. I'm like, what the heck? Why would I even be here? I'm here for you, Evelyn, but I'm not going to show up.
Sure.
And for months and months and months, I didn't. And I came to Skool and I was evaluating a lot of different things. I had my Facebook group, community on Facebook group for my membership. I had already existing membership. And for years and years, couple of years, right? So I was resistant. I was resistant so much because to me, it looked like a bro marketing place. And I am not that vibe at all, right? So, and in September, finally, when I made I tried several small projects. And then I'm like, I think it's time because, first of all, I don't like to show up on the Facebook and all of the different things we all know with Book of Faces and all of the noise and everything else. Yeah. And I started slowly bringing things on Skool. In September with my Oracle Cards Magic, I run my live launch on Skool, which I normally used to do in the pop-up Facebook groups, right? So
can I interrupt you then? Did you say that, so did you have a Facebook group first, doing what you're doing on Skool now, and then you slowly transitioned from that Facebook group to your Skool community and did like a launch on there? Is that right?
That's a good question. So my membership was on on external portals, remember Press and WordPress. But the community portion of my members, I had about 150 members. It was on Facebook, inside Facebook group. Correct. Okay. And I'll tell a little bit more as they still resistant to come. That's okay. So some of them, right? So, so what I decided in September, it was my test. I ran my live launch in a group. I created brand new community. We earned the star within 30 days, then we lost it for that community. Well, thank you for that community, then we lost it, right? So, and what I wanted to say, so I run the live launch the way I teach running the hybrid launches. It's a combination of challenge and workshop. I don't call them that, I call them adventures. So I ran that. But still people joined my membership still outside in a portal, through my external payment and all of that stuff. Because I wasn't ready to migrate at that time, but I wanted to test. And the rest is a history. So now I'm migrating I'm finishing today is actually my last day of the launch for my membership. And I'm migrating everything to Skool right now for my Oracle Cards Magic. And my launch in Skool in September was close to $9,000. I know for some people it's very small money, but it was great. This one is smaller launch, so it will be about half of that, which is great again. And but the vibe on Skool is very different to what I seen from outside when I wasn't on Skool and was resistant. So I think I want to say, if somebody is looking at Skool right now and you're thinking, oh my God, it's all about the bro marketing and it's all about this aggressive sales or whatever that you're seeing, you really need to be inside in the right communities, because there is so many incredible communities. I met Des in Skool Classifieds. I love Shannon, right? So she's far from bro marketing, and you as well, right? So far, right? So give it a chance, really give it a chance. So this is how I came in September. I brought it in. Now we're migrating everything, like all of my content. I still giving them access to the external portal, but by end of March, my goal is kind of like completely finish all the full migration.
Fantastic.
So to answer,
sorry.
No, it's okay.
I was going to say, we didn't really touch on the communities that you had actually, because obviously before we got on camera, you were saying that you've got Oracle Cards Magic, which is your first community, which is one that you started first, and then you've got Oracle Connections. Can you explain what those communities are, what they're about, and what the difference is between those two communities, if you don't mind?
Absolutely. Vast difference. So Oracle Cards Magic is all about designing, printing, and selling Oracle cards. And if you're not sure what Oracle cards are, I am going to grab mine because I always have a few on the desk. So Oracle cards.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, people know the tarot cards, and in my community, some people design tarot as well, and other card decks, educational and everything else. but the Oracle. So this is my decks that I designed. So I teach people how to design, print, and sell, and or digitally publish Oracle decks and profitable business around their decks. So that's the community. It's very niche, right? So but people who love Oracle cards, we tend to be very special people, and we like to hang out together, right? So we love to hang out together. So that was originally my membership, and as I said, we will be 3 years old on April 2nd. We're going to have a huge celebration and party and probably a big live launch. So that's my community that I migrated, right? So, and Oracle connections are very different. It's all about, it's for what I call the weirdos and odd ducks and misfits, people who feel they are, too much in real life and maybe not enough in online world, or vice versa. The people who maybe never felt that they belong somewhere, and finally they found people they can talk to. So in that community, in Oracle Connections, the way I started it, I ran a big summit. So Oracle Cards Magic Summit that covered 3 tracks with one of them, we had 60 speakers, and portion of the speakers was about inner growth, about intuition. The whole theme was from intuition to income. And then we had another track with impact, creating impact or impactful products or services that actually sell, and then income track, how do you build profitable business. So that's how I started Oracle Connections, right? So with a summit, intentionally. Same like I started my other one, was a live hybrid launch that I do adventure, and I brought in 1,100 people. I had 1,100 people on my adventure then, and for the summit we had over 2,500 people in the summit.
Wow.
So, or I think a little bit less. We're at 2,500 right now.
Sure.
So that's my Oracle connection, and I have big plans for them. I can't share what they are yet, but you want to be. Yeah, but you want to be in that community, because I'm also known, as much as I know known for my Oracle cards and some other stuff on sales, but I'm also known being an incredible matchmaker for people, connecting people in that can collaborate or connect, and they can like-minded people. We, after summit finish, we already seen so many connections there, people connecting, they going to other communities to do the workshops and all of that stuff. We have skill trades, if people want to barter some stuff, so we have that going on. And matchmaker, actually, interesting fact about me, my last corporate job was dating coach for Match.com.
Oh, really? Good
because
grief.
I am absolutely about that. I'm certified mindset coach, and I'm certified hypnotist. So part of my other business and other communities that I have on Skool is actually for my hypnosis, and I have a hybrid program that I offer a few times a year. It's a group and one-on-one hybrid hypnosis. So I bring that subconscious reprogramming, but we're doing it different ways in different communities, right? So with my Oracle cards, it's not a pastime really, it's not a hobby, it's actually transformational tool for you and others. And this is how I treat it. And when people design the cards, when they go through the whole project of designing, printing, and selling, they go through the massive transformation while they create a transformative tool, because all based on transformation for their clients as well. In Oracle Connections, we're focusing a lot, and that even more will be on a mini projects, on what can you finish. Even my summit was very different because my goal was implementation. Yes. How many summits did you attend and you didn't implement anything? You downloaded massive amounts of gifts or freebies, and it's sitting collecting the digital dust, and you never even open it, and now you're overwhelmed, burnout, and you don't want to do anything. I had implementation sessions in my summit as well. For me, it's all about becoming a finisher and really building that self-trust. So no matter what community I'm building, they all will go and anchor back to who are we being, because we're attracting who we are and not what we do, right? So not what we want. So it's all about who we're being. So even in my Oracle Cards Magic community, I have a finishers club, and it's a very prestigious club because I joke, and it's actually not a joke, that you cannot purchase it. You cannot bribe me to get into Finishers Club. There's only one way to get in a Finishers Club, and it's when you finish the project, right? Okay. So I run my adventures this way. You know, my adventure is design 25 cards in 7 days. When you do that, you get into Finishers Club, right? And we can continue, even Evergreen, I have it there, so they can do it now.
That's excellent.
Because,
so tell me the difference between a tarot card then and an oracle card. What are the main differences between the two?
Very good question.
Excuse my ignorance. I'm not in that world and I have no idea what the differences are. So you're going to give me an education today because I have no idea. Yeah,
no problem. So tarot is a system. Originally tarot actually was a game. This is how it came. It was a game. Right. And then it turned into divination system. And it's very, it's not strategic, structured. It's very, very structured. So it has 78 cards, it has major arcana, it has minor arcana. And the way people teach tarot is to, in the beginning, and a lot of people think that it's all about predicting the future or predicting your situation and all of that stuff. This is how tarot...
I know it for,
Yeah, so that's what the tarot is, right? So now I could argue that it's not necessarily about divination. It's about really explore of yourself, and the same with oracle cards, right? So... But again, it's very structured. It's a system. It's a very structured system. It has archetypes. It has astrology in it. It has different signs in it. So it's really, I'm not a tarot expert at all. And I'm very novice and like a beginner at the tarot. Oracle cards are flexible. You can do anything with oracle cards. And traditionally, oracle cards will have pretty images and the messages, right? So, and some oracle cards would have just one line on them. I'll just grab one here. I don't have any here, the one that... So some cards will have just a one word, right? So for example, right? So, or like this my gentle shadow cards. So, and it will have a word, or some of them will have title and subtitle, and they will have a book accompanied to them. So I will just share some, this is my favorite deck right now. I should have had my students' decks here, but that's okay. I didn't expect it. But this is a deck that I'm just obsessed with. So it comes with a book. Yeah. Okay? And then you just shuffle and you pull the card. And to me, it's all about self-reflection. And this is probably the only deck that I read the book. And the reason is because she wrote it like a fairy tale. So that's my goal. That's my goal, really write the book. So you shuffle the card, you can ask the question. Same like with tarot, you will ask the question. And people will look at it, okay, here is my answer. And they will read in the book. To me, it's much more than that, right? So I'll actually demonstrate it right now. That's if you
this is exciting.
Okay, perfect. So I picked that. I'm laughing because you can't make this shit up. This is another thing we say in my community. So I want you to just look at this card. Yeah. And I'm not even showing you what it is. I'll read the description in a moment. But when you look at this card, what comes up for you? What do you notice right away?
It looks like some sort of gathering or queuing for something, or they look like they're going on a journey or something like that. So it looks like to me.
Yeah. So that's what you notice right away, right? So you notice the journey, they are gathering, Like
Yeah.
to me, what I noticed immediately, and that's what's the difference is why I talk about self-reflection. To me, and I'm looking at opposite hope. Yeah, to me, I notice the leader. I
Yes,
notice
I
that
notice
there
the
is
leader.
somebody who is leading them. So they journey, but they are actually following someone. There is someone
Yes.
that leading them somewhere, right? But they are on a mission, on a common mission. So that's what I
Yes.
noticed, right? So the card name is actually Bramble Brigade. Okay,
Right.
Bramble Brig. Okay. And I'll just read, I'm not going to read all of it, but I'll read like a short description for you. It's because
Yeah.
of the sake of time. But so before I read it, so now you looked at that. So what do you think it means to you right now in your life, this card?
What does it mean to me? As in what me personally, what does it mean?
Doesn't matter. Whatever comes up. What comes up for you?
Well, it just seems like it's a good idea to follow somebody that's willing to, I don't know, forge a path ahead for you, I suppose. That's the way I look at it.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. So, and the card here is bending together, activism, collective spirit, camaraderie, the truest type of courage. So, congratulations, you are psychic. You just read this card without reading the card.
Community, Katya.
Absolutely. Yes. So, and the card here says the oracle advice: denial and hiding may work for a while, but in the long run, you will be stronger and happier when you face your fears and conquer them. Confide in your comrades and seek their alliance in your cause, whether it's personal or public. There are people ready to join and encourage you as you fight your battles. So, right, so, and then Lore Keeper's note, the brigade gathers forest foliage as they go. Yarrow for healing, borage for courage, dandelion for resilience. These are excellent plants to keep on hand when facing any challenge. So this is just like so it's really, to me, when I looked at this card, it's always great to be in a community of people or in a circle or in a space where you can overcome challenges together and you have somebody who can lead you, who's been there already. Yeah, it's not that they know everything, but it's just they, you can also witness their growth as they go.
So if I was to make my own oracle card then, Katya, where do I start? So I join your community, and are you using like AI, or am I coming up with an idea and then you're coming up with a prompt for AI to actually create that? How does it work?
Great question. Yeah. So I do teach Midjourney. I've been called Midjourney Whisperer. Now, saying that, so if you want to use AI, I'll show you the way. The problem is not creating images with AI. Hey, in these days, everyone can create beautiful, stunning, gorgeous picture, one. But did you notice in our deck we have 45 cards or 55 cards or maybe more? So you want to create cohesive images that they all from the same.
Yeah.
So for example, this was the card that you pulled, right, for you, and this one was the one I pulled yesterday, and this is the one I actually pulled before the call. So you can see they all cohesive cards. They're the same style, right? So I will show you and I'll teach you how to do that. I will teach you how to do cohesive cards, how to find your style and stuff like that in community, right? So that would be the first step, is really to decide, do you want to design it with AI? And some people design with other as well software. Or do you want to paint it, draw it? On February 20th, we have a workshop where I have somebody coming in. She has amazing Skool community about watercoloring. And we're all going to watercolor our cards.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So let me ask you a question. Obviously, you said at the beginning these were niche communities. The Oracle Cards Magic is 1,600 members, Katya. And the Oracle Connections is 2,500 members. Now, you're saying they're niche communities. They are pretty large communities. So a quick question then, really. How did you actually manage to grow the membership to that sort of size for a niche community? It's crazy.
Very good. Very good question. And one of the important things when you grow a community is to understand your strengths. For me, my strengths is being live, just like that. Being in a summit, doing the live big production launch. I'm also Leo, so I like to be on stage, but I'm also a hermit because I need some time alone. So last day of launch, so I'm like, hey, I need to be like, okay, I'm done, right? So I'm done performing. Let me just relax now. But and people gravitate to me when they get to know me through my voice and through me being on camera or on stage, whatever ways that you want to do it.
Okay.
And I take that as my advantage, and I always grow my communities this way. So there is two ways. So one is through being on stage, and what I mean by that, you can be on your own stage. So in September 14th, we opened the Oracle Cards Magic, and I was running a live adventure, the type that I teach, right? So I was running meta ads. Absolutely, yes, 100% meta ads. And I had 9,000 launch from cold leads from meta ads.
Wow.
Okay, so
let me get this straight. You were running Facebook ads, meta ads as you call them, and you were basically saying that there's a certain thing happening on a certain date, and then you kind of give it a presentation on that date. Is that how it works?
Well, I run it, as I said, as a hybrid adventure, and I know just for the sake of time, if people who own Skool communities, I have posts inside Skoolers where I literally broke down everything, like how I run. It's hour and 15 minutes YouTube video, and I'm not active on YouTube, but I have that YouTube videos there. And maybe I need to join your community talking about the YouTube. And and I run this adventure. People call them, let's say, challenge. Okay, so I run the challenge. So exactly what I said before, design 25 cards in 7 days. And people design, and I have this finisher club, and I start people with making a declaration, making commitment, making decision. I also tell them if it's not the time, it's okay to sit it down, right? So if you overcommitting, it's like not committing at all. So that's totally okay. There is no FOMA, make a decision, and then every day I remind them about that decision. And I remind them, if you follow the steps that I teach, because I have over 3,000 people at this time who went through this adventure.
Wow.
Okay, so in last almost 3 years now. So I remind them every day of their strengths and how incredible they are. They made a commitment. I also talk about building their self-trust. When you make a promise to yourself and you actually fulfill the promise, magical things happen. Absolutely magical. Now they created this 25 cards, they feel they're unstoppable. Now we can finish, and then they will have hurdles along the way, because building the business or creating Oracle cards or anything that you're doing, you will have challenges. It's inevitable. But when you have that self-trust, and when you have somebody who can remind you, when people's like, I'm ready to give up, and I'm like, okay, but remember how you felt when you finished this 25 cards. Can you tell me? Yes, it was incredible. So you can do what you said, and you have help and support here. You absolutely can do that, right? So, but with my challenge, I remind them every day, if you follow the steps that I'm teaching you in this, I teach for 3 days, in these 3 days, and then show up on a calls, implementation calls as well, and Q&A and everything else, I guarantee you will finish this 25 cards, and you will be a finisher. And it's a big, big thing, right? So you are a finisher. And that's how I build it. So to me, it's all about mini projects. The way I break down my stuff is day 1 is a mini project. Day 2 is a mini project. Day 3 is a mini project. And then they learned all of the skills in those 3 days that they need. There is more they can do, but minimum viable, right? So they learned all the skills, and then they show up for themselves, and I call it get shit finish sessions. And so So we have that as a support call. We have should finish sessions as well.
Okay.
And so they show up in a session and they can ask questions or co-work, depending. If it's with me, of course, they'll ask questions. But I have Soulful Guide in my community who does run co-working sessions for the reason because I want it to be co-working sessions. Sure. And if I am there, they will be asking me questions. It's not that I don't want to do, but the point is to finish in something and not talking to me, right? Yeah. So they will show up to finish in session, should finish sessions. They will show up to the questions. I always have prizes for the live adventures, and they can win amazing prizes as that's just a bonus. That's just a bonus, right? So that's how I grow my community. Again, going back to your question, I know it's long-winded, is because you really utilize your strengths. So for me, as I said, I need to be in front of people. So number one way that I would grow my membership Oracle Cards Magic was through adventures, right? So live adventures. However, I brought first 100 members organically. And I was you notice the pattern with me. I said I was resisting Skool. While I was resisting ads as well. Okay. So I promised myself that I will bring 100 people organically before I start running ads. And Evelyn was laughing at me and saying, you have a proven offer, let's start running ads. I'm not ready, Evelyn. You have a proven offer, let's start. No, I'm not ready. When I get to 100.
You had a good feature in Evelyn of running Facebook ads. She's the queen of running Facebook ads.
Oh, I know. Yeah, absolutely. I learned everything for ads from her, 100%. And still learning every day. So, so how did I build it organically? Because some people's like, well, I am like you, I'm resisting ads, right? So please don't, just start when you're ready, right? So when you have an offer, when you have a proven offer, that's when you want to start ads. Or you can prove your offer was a very small amount of money or proves that it's not going to work with ads, right? So it's the fastest way to move. Organically, I build everything based on connections and collaborations and networking. So that's how I build it. I was showing up to networking meetings. I was talking to people. I was asking them if they know somebody. But the most importantly, it's not. I never start with what you can do for me.
Yeah.
I start with how can I help you.
Of course. And this is within the school. You're doing this. You're talking about
The first 100 that I built from my first membership was off Skool. It was Facebook days, but it wasn't only on Facebook. I was networking different ways as well. And it was always about how can I help you? Because but that comes from my corporate background because I build large teams. I worked with a lot of COIs, Center of Influences, locally. I done a lot of growing up business, boots on the ground, I call it, right? So you go to the local businesses, you attract the business to yourself. So I have a very strong business foundation and sales foundation through that as well, right? So, and doing, making different events like summits, but in like a local branches and everything else. So like of the banks. So
can you break down the Facebook side of things? I'm a little bit confused. So generally what happens is people run a Facebook ad and they point it to an about page on Skool. And then people convert on Skool, they click on, there's only one thing they can do is join. They can either click off or join. There's no other thing they can do on Skool.
Yes.
And then they join the community and that's the end of it generally. It sounds like you did something very different. Were you sending them to a different page and then going through this like 3-day adventure? Explain to me how that works.
Good question. Yes. So in September, and I will do like exactly what I did in September. I ran the Skool ads to Skool. Meta ads to Skool for conversions. Okay, for not for conversion, for complete registrations. Right. So it's because it wasn't sale, right? It was free, so complete registration. So my ads come in there, and I'm running that because we're doing the live adventure.
So you go within your Skool community, the adventure.
Within that's how I started community, right? So that's how I started that community.
The people that are actually already in the community, they can also become in that adventure as well.
They can, and my tests that I'm doing right now, it's successful. I'm not saying it's not successful. But my test proves that next time I'm doing it, I'm going to create pop-up community, do the lunch, and like I used to do it in the Facebook, I would do pop-up Facebook group, and then I bring people and sell them into membership. So I would actually do it in a pop-up community and not in the main community. So at least that's what I'm thinking, because you will have much more ethical scarcity, because and that's what happened in my main community, because I started it as a free. Yes, it's 1,500, 1,600 members. Not all of them are paid members, because they had the free members there, right? So, so that's important to understand as well. So, and I'm very transparent so about the stuff. But that's how you can easily. So to me, it's always the best way to do it in a pop-up, and I will be testing it in April, so I can tell you and compare, right? So yeah.
It's very unique to those people that came in through Facebook then. So it's only those members that come into the pop-up group. When you say pop-up group, I'm assuming it's a $9, no, sorry, it'd be obviously the pro group, because you have to obviously bring in people via Facebook. But you're only going to run it for that period when you're actually doing the actual adventure. And then what you're trying to do then is actually get them into the other community. Is that correct?
Correct. So I'm running the adventure.
You'll close down the original community, the one that was the pop-up community.
Yeah. Or you can have one community that you can rotate, and you can do it for something else. You just switch it to $9. You don't need to close it up, or you can archive it and then re-archive it. So there's many ways you can do that, right? So
I like that idea.
Right. So because what happens now that people are in my community who join in September, they're not even active anymore. So that doesn't really help, right? So to me, when we say, okay, and this is finished, because there is a finite of the adventure. So now if you want to continue, and my live lunches are incredible energy. People love finally finding the like-minded people, because you need to understand in these days, we still have so many, like especially in US, so many states where tarot is illegal, or oracle cards is evil. So they can't even talk about it in their own homes, or maybe in their homes but not outside of their home, and all of that stuff. Utah, for example, is another state. I lived 10 years in Bible Belt in Kentucky. I'm in Canada, by the way, and I'm Canadian now, but I lived 10 years in Kentucky, so I can tell, like, it's real. So it's real, like what is happening, and finally people found the space. Oh my God, I can talk about things, people understand me, they don't think I'm an alien, and it's okay if I believe in aliens, right? So, and all of those things, like, it's totally okay. So they find this energy. They're like, well, we just want to stay in that. We want to stay among all of these people, supportive people. And that's why it converts, because when you say, okay, that's it, you can, and that's why I like to have free community as well, because I'm like, I understand it's not for everyone right now, and it could be later, then join us in a free community. But if you're ready, you just move, like, to this, but to create the decks, you will be inside the paid membership.
Sure. So when are you looking to do that with the ads and then the pop-up community? When's the next time you're looking to do that?
April 2nd is the third birthday, third birthday. So I'll be starting running ads about 6 weeks before that. So that will be when. So I need to look at the calendar. Yeah.
And your state's running over 3 days. How long are you actually doing the actual, I suppose call it a summit? Are you in there for a few hours each day, or how long does it last per day?
So you're thinking about summit, which I did grow my second community with a summit, so there's a different method. And I'll answer both of them. For adventure, I run it long, and again, that is something people advise against. They say just 3 days and done. No, mine are 10 days. And the reason is Monday to Monday, so that's about 8 days, and I open on Saturday, so 10 days. So mine are 10 days very intentionally, because remember what I said, I focus on implementation and building their self-trust. If other people is doing it by scarcity, okay, that's it, it's done, you have to come in community to finish something, and they lose that trust. in that leader as well. Well, you just got me excited, so now I have a FOMA, and a lot of people will join for the FOMA, but it's not the right reason. I want them to actually have something done, and if they can't join, they still have that project and they continue on their own. It's okay. It's okay. So again, let's go break it down. First 3 days. So I open it on Saturday night. And Saturday night, I will just, introduce yourself and all of that stuff. Everyone is introducing themselves. Then after that, I am going to do, so that's Saturday. Sunday, I just interact and then, just bringing them, welcome them, and sharing the schedule, what is happening when. Monday is day one. Sunday is when they're going to have their commitment. This is your commitment pledge. You're going to finish, right? So why you finish, and we talk about the why. And then Monday is day one, is a training one. I try to keep it to an hour. You can tell that I'm very long-winded, so some of my adventures were 3 hours long a day. But I am trying to be more concise. So day one, they do certain, mini project.
Yes.
Day two, mini project that moves them. So I break it down, right? Day three, another thing they learn so they can finish the project. Day four is going to be get shit finished session. And I also, depending, sometimes I bring expert in an industry and I have this guest expert, kind of interview. Not always. I haven't done it for the last 2 times, but I have done it before very successfully. And on the same day, if I do big live launch, I also bring members from my membership, so participant can ask them questions and my members can showcase their decks, right? So I don't force it. I just say, hey, we'll run into launch. Anyone wants to join me on an interview, showcase your card, tell them as it is. I don't ask them to praise or anything like that. I'm like, tell everything. I want to hear, they want to hear what are the challenges too. I don't want all of the good vibes. Let's just tell it as it is, right? So that's day 4. Day 5 is a Q&A, second Q&A with my members for different time zone. And day 6, I have second get shit finished session. Day 7, Sunday, is a rest. And I normally surprise them with another bonus and I throw something in and give them another gift. Wow. I do, right? So, and then that's last day, Monday, is a closing ceremony. I bring my Olympic torch, which you can see right there. I make such a huge deal out of it. And I carried with this torch in 2010. So, and I literally pass the torch to them. My closing words are always, you showed up for yourself. You build incredible self-trust. No matter what decision you're going to make right now, if you come in with us and continue, or you're doing it on your own, I want you to carry it forward.
That's
whatever
great.
is that you had here, I want you to carry it forward. And it's a whole thing, and that's all. And then I keep cart open for a few more days after that, right? So see how it's really against other people's advice.
Yes. Yeah,
3 days and cart close on Friday. I don't.
Yeah. So on that last day then, is that the only time you make an offer, or are you making offers during that week to actually join the other community?
Brilliant question. Day 2.
Day 2.
I teach on day 2.
Is it a soft announcement, or is it,
It's during my same...
yesterday, because tomorrow we've got a great offer for you tomorrow. Or is it just very soft?
No. Day 1, I tell them that I'm very transparent. You will love what you have in it here, and I will be making an offer. But wait, I'm not going it today.
Love that.
It's soft, but it's upfront and direct. And day 2, I would start with reminding them about prices, their commitments, all of that stuff. And then I will go and I do a little bit of pitch. It's not very long. I don't go into long stuff. I just always, because people start asking. They already asking, right? So and I'm like, this is how you can join. I will spend 5-7 minutes, normally 10 minutes. I will explain it to you, but they start asking questions. What is the difference between levels and all of that stuff? And I'm like, hey, I know you want to know all of those answers, but it's not why you're here. Right, you here to finish this project, so let's just work on that. And I promise, during the Q&A, I will answer all of your questions. I want to stay focused because I want to help you to finish the project. But it's day 2. So I plant the seed day 1, I pitch day 2. And I remind them every day after that.
Was that your idea then? Was that something that Evelyn actually come up with?
Actually, this is my way to run the launches, and I created it. I call it hybrid way to launch. I call it hybrid challenge / workshop, because there is implementation part of it. And so I even have a course on that, which I'm going to do it live. It's called Live Launch Alchemy, because there is more to that, right? So what you ask me as a question, that's technicalities.
I'm just very interested.
I love that. I love that.
Marketing orientated. So when I hear different things I've not heard before, then my ears pop up. So
don't be sorry. I love that you ask those questions. But what I mean by that is that at the beginning I said that you attract who you are, not what you want, and not what you do. And part of my Live Launch Alchemy, when I run that course, it's like a group program. When we do, it's a group program for people who want to run those challenges, and we actually do it together, right? Sure. So, and I support them inside their groups as well. So, but part of that program is energetics. Because what happens during launches, every launch that I run, and I run many, there is a lull in the middle. And you what the heck is happening? Nobody wants it. No, your mind starting playing tricks with you. And if you allow that, and if you start trying to adjust from the scarcity and fear perspective, you lost your launch.
Right, okay. Interesting. I've got a lot of ideas buzzing around. You give me some ideas today, Katya. I mean, I must admit.
Amazing. I love that.
Honestly, it's been very interesting, very inspirational as well listening to you, because the way you've come at that is just different to how I've seen anyone doing that before, even people at the top level. So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting. I'm even excited to actually probably come on it just to see how it all works and probably learn a little bit about Oracle cards as well. But
I love it.
It's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, and I also want to cover a little bit about summits if you want, because the summit is another way that you can grow your community. So while I do my paid membership with live launches, the way that I call it hybrid launches, I've built my second community, because you asked me how I got the 2,500 people, and we've only been open since January 16th. So we're not even a month old.
Amazing.
And we are now number 2 community in relationship category. And of course we have a star. And the star is now to stay. It's not going to blink like my last one. So it was there and then blinking and then disappearing. So it's going to stay. And I'm also going for Skool games with this community. So watch me. I'm not revealing any of my secrets. So
that's fantastic. Look, I'd love to actually get you on the podcast again. I think you've got a lot to say, obviously, but a lot to actually teach as well about Skool communities, and that's one of the reasons why I started the podcast, is just to teach more people about Skool, how to manage their Skool communities. People like you that are successful in running a Skool community is one of the reasons why I wanted to get people like you on to show others how it's done. So I definitely want to get you back on when you have the time, probably before your launches actually, because I think you're going to be so busy after that. But look, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And one question I'd like to ask before guests go is, and it's a funny question, is if you could do things differently at the very beginning, what would you do differently?
At the very beginning of Skool, or you want specifically for Skool? Okay, good.
Specifically for your Skool community. So if you were starting up another Skool community, is there anything that you'd have done differently now to what you'd have done originally?
Yes. So, and I already did it differently with my Oracle Connection community, and this is why star is staying, not blinking. So if I would, right? So if I would do anything different with the Skool community, I would study and understand psychology of the people, why they get involved. I would really take advantage of the leaderboard. Even so, you might be a person who's like, well, I don't get motivated by the leaderboard. you will know that at least 60% of your people who are joining are motivated by Leaderboard, and they like to be progressing. I would also pay attention what is the percentage of your people to achieve level 3. And there is stats right now that if people who reached level 3 in your community, they will stay longer. So there is a long-term value for them as well for the level 3. So the way I created my second community, Oracle Connections, and maybe next time we'll talk about summits.
Yeah,
so this way I can go in details of how I grew that. But it's not only about the summit, it's how you activate in people when they coming in. And the way I structured the levels, I learned everything from Goose. If you know Goosify community, I was in his, I'm always learning. And I'm actually currently in his cohort. He has a wingman cohort, and it's a small group, like a group program, and he's coaching and mentoring us. And I learned tons from him about gamification, about culture in the community, how to activate it, how to structure your leaderboard and levels that you're not overwhelming people. It's super simple. It's easy for them, how to create fun in community and true connection. So I always able to, even in the before, I create a great culture. Sure. But now you can see the difference of when you're doing it different ways. So for me, if you're starting over, don't rush into opening community. As much as in the past times, a person who do it and then figure it out, and I've done it, right, many times. But if you really want to grow community and take advantage of everything that Skool has to offer, I would study human psychology, how people like the, gamification. Simplify your levels. Do not put tons of stuff in your start here section. Do your points when they, for each level, very strategically what they can do with each level. So that is actually gamifying. Like, for example, for my Oracle Connections, I do it the way that on the level 6, if they want, they can promote their offers with links and stuff like that once a week, right? So, but they need to be at level 6. They not, other than that, they not. If they want to trade swap skills, I call it skill swap, they need to be a certain level. I can't remember what it is. Don't quote me on that. If they want to connect with each other and on some of the connection posts, or if I will connect them, they need to be level 4. So if they want me to play matchmaker, and another thing, so that's technicalities, because we're covering both techniques, and strategy. But my very first thing is truly care about your people. Get to know them. When I meet people, not like this way, but just meet in my community, I take genuine interest in my people because I care about them. They are humans. They are humans. So number one is care about your people, and then study and figure out what will work. But simplify things. Even with my Oracle Cards Magic, it's a little bit of mess right now on the back, back end, and I'm simplifying a lot of things, right? So, but I learn as I go, right? So as we're going, we're learning, and also things change. Be flexible and be open-minded, and find mentors who are actually, I don't want to say gurus, because find somebody that you align with, find somebody that you like the energy of, and also find somebody who's not really playing smoke and mirrors here and actually telling you as it is, right? So I don't show up, and none of my communities are good vibe only. I do not believe in spiritual bypassing or toxic positivity. If somebody has a bad day, I want them to be there, share it so we can support them, right? So, and create safe space for people.
You've given so much in this podcast. I really appreciate it. And I think people that are watching this as well, I really hope they feel they're getting something out of it as well, because I'm finding out A lot of the things that you're saying I do already, but it's just listening to the way that you're putting it across and the way that you run your community. I know there's a little extra things I could probably do in my community to make it a lot better. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So
Awesome.
Again, we've mentioned the communities quite a few times. Where can people find you? Let's just obviously, give you opportunity to actually promote yourself and your communities.
Yeah, absolutely. So Oracle Cards Magic is one of my communities, and Oracle Connections is another one. And I can send you my link, so if you can put it in, so that's perfect.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description of the video.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I would suggest for you, Des, join Oracle Connections, grab your affiliate link, and so I always, you know what? That's another thing people forget about the school. There is affiliate links.
Yes, exactly. It's you're 100% right on that. So yeah, I will definitely do that. Thank you so much, and I definitely need to get you on as well. But thank you so much for this. I appreciate it. I've learned a lot, and I think the audience will as well.